Avatar: The Way of Water is a 2022 American epic science fiction film directed and produced by James Cameron. He co-wrote the screenplay with Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver from a story the trio wrote with Josh Friedman and Shane Salerno. Distributed by 20th Century Studios, it is the sequel to Avatar, 2009, and the second installment in the Avatar film series. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Stephen Lang, Joel David Moore, CCH Pounder, Giovanni Ribisi, Dilip Rao, and Matt Gerald reprised their roles from the original film, with Sigourney Weaver returning in a supporting role. 6. New cast members include Kate Winslet, Cliff Curtis, Edie Falco, and Jermaine Clement. In the film, Nasik's Jake Sully, Worthington, and his family seek refuge with the Mekayina clan of Pandora amid a new human threat. The storyline of the film goes like this. Set more than a decade after the events of the first film, the film opens with Jake Sully, as he recounts his humble and quiet life as chief of the Amaticaya tribe and building a family with his wife, Nitarai. An experience that includes his sons Ntayam and Look, daughter Talk, and adopted daughter Kiri, born to Grace Augustine in a comatose Nasik's incarnation, and a human child named Spider who was the son of Miles Quaritch, was born on the planet Pandora, but he couldn't. They have come to Earth as a frozen baby. Although Jack was able to accept the Spider as his adopted son, Neytiri was skeptical of his human origins. But all the kids get along and communicate well, including Spider, who is affectionate with Kiri despite being human. Spider does not accept his human heritage, preferring the culture and traditions of the Nasiks. They lived a normal life until, one day they noticed a strange star in the night sky. To their dismay, they realize it was an RDA spaceship, and the humans recolonize Pandora and once again establish a new base, causing massive damage to Pandora. Among the new arrivals on the ship was Colonel Quaritch, who was cloned into Al-Nafai's body and carried his memories from before his death. As a result, Quaritch does not remember his death at Jake's hands, only the events of his past and his revenge mission to destroy Jake. To prevent RDA from exploiting Pandora again, Jack leads a strategic guerrilla operation against RDA's supply lines, weakening it. During one such operation, Look disobeyed Ntayam and, wanting to prove himself as a Nasik's warrior, attempted to aid Jake in battle, but was wounded. Jack rescues him and disciplines him not to risk his safety by being reckless. That night, while tending to his wounds, Knightley calmly reminds Jack not to be too hard on Lork, to whom Jack expresses his concern as a father for his children's safety. Meanwhile, a retaliatory attack on the GDR's supply line doesn't sit well with Quaritch, who embarks on a quest to kill Jack. In a fun adventure, Jack's children explore the depths of the rainforest with Spider-Man. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his team were exploring the nearby site, where Quaritch discovered their human remains. Look notices their presence and quickly informs Jake. A skirmish breaks out when Quaritch's team captures Jake's baby. Jack and Neytiri arrive in time to free most of them, but Spider is captured by Quaritch, who recognizes him as his son. On the plane, RDA tries to force Spider to provide information about Jack, but is rebuffed. Quaritch changes course, naming Spider his son and telling him more about the Nasiks in exchange for his freedom to side with him. Despite being uncooperative and ignorant of Quaritch's true mission, Spider taught Quaritch about Nasik's culture. Quaritch is also able to tame flying Akron creatures to use as vehicles. Knowing that the Spider knew the danger his whereabouts posed to his safety and, to prevent further disaster, Jack persuaded Knightley and his reluctant family to expel themselves from the Amaticaya tribe and retreat to an island in reef on the east coast of Maticana. Clans and lifestyles have adapted to Pandora's aquatic environment. Jack passed his mantle to his successor and traveled with his family to Al Mutina. Upon their arrival, they are greeted by Patriarch Tunwari and his wife Renault, who are initially skeptical of their presence. But Jack explained their situation and they agreed to stay and hide. While some of the tribesmen mock Jack and his children for having human genes, the family discovers how the reef people earn their respect. Kiri is fascinated by Mitkaina's aquatic life and develops a spiritual connection with the sea and its creatures, while Luke befriends Tsairia, the daughter of the Tanawari patriarch, and his wife Ronald. In the process of acclimating to his new surroundings, Loak gets into an argument with Tsairia's brother, Aonung, when he makes a crude joke to Kiri and him that they are half-breeds. Jack scolded his son for his behavior. At Jack's insistence, Lork returns to apologize to Onan and his friends. But they lure him into the territory of the dangerous predator Akula, setting him on a vengeful flight. Akula tries to attack Look. However, Loak is rescued and befriends Tulku Payakan, a wise and peaceful whale, whom Mitkaina considers her spiritual family. Loak manages to communicate with the Payakan by signing and removing the ancient spearhead from the monster's right fin. Back in Mitkaina, Chief Tanawari, aware of Aonung's ruse against Loak, demands that Loak apologize, but Loak takes responsibility and earns Aonung's friendship that day. He was also told that Bayakan was an outcast among his people. Meanwhile, on her way to a branch of the Tree of Souls, Kyrie finds her mother there, but she suffers a violent epileptic seizure. She is healed by Ronald, but when Jack calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch manages to follow them to the islands inhabited by the reef dwellers. He takes Spider with him on a whaling ship to hunt down Tarkus and collect brain enzymes to make an anti-aging potion. Quaritch begins brutally interrogating the home tribes to learn more about Jake's whereabouts, otherwise, he orders the whaling crew to deliberately end the conversation so that Jake can be rescued. Loak spiritually connects with Payakan and learns that Turku was hunted for opposing his kind and attacking the whalers who killed his mother. When Mitkaina heard about the Tulku massacre, he left Look to warn Payakan, followed by his brothers Tsariya and Onung. They find Payakan hunted by whalers and Loak, Kiri and Tuk captured by Quaritch. Putting their son in danger, Jack, Neytiri and Makaina set off to fight the humans. Quaritch forces Jack to surrender, but when he sees his bosom friend in danger, Payakan attacks the whalers, sparking a fight that kills most of the crew and heavily damages the ship, causing it to sink. Medium saves Loak and Spider, but is shot. Jack confronts Quaritch, who is holding Carrie hostage. When Neytiri does the same to the Spider, Quaritch initially denies his son, but is stopped when Neytiri cuts off the Spider's chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Tuk are trapped in a sinking ship. Jake strangles an unconscious Quaritch and is rescued by Loak and Payakan, and Kiri summons the sea creatures to help rescue Neytiri and Tuk. Spider finds and saves Quaritch, but abandons him due to his cruelty to the Nasics, and sets out to kill Jake's family before he can become his father and a good man, making him join Jake's family. After Nadium's funeral, Jake and his family decide to stay with Mitkaina permanently.